Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 12, and it was titled Three's a Crowd. Alright, so this is our last episode with the OGs, okay? This episode I think was like 2 hours long, and then the last 15 minutes of the freaking episode for some reason did not record any sound, so I had to use closed captioning. And I was reading some lips a little bit, but then I had to use the closed captioning. So when it comes to like the whole Michael and Sarah thing, and even like the end of the baptism to the whole Michael and Sarah thing, I couldn't hear nothing because I don't know what the hell happened, and I really was not about to wait for it to come back on at midnight to 2. So we just go and fix. Look, y'all, if y'all watch the show, y'all know what the last 15 minutes was about. So y'all let me know what I might have missed. But anyway, we gonna start with Brittany and Marcelino. So Brittany and Marcelino, Brittany is still at her mom's apartment and stuff, and she's like still going in on her mom. And her mom's still in denial that she was getting high or anything like that. She like, I was knocked out on the couch. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't nobody high on no drugs. Ain't nobody doing that. So then the little sister is like, well, you must have went somewhere and got out $125 out my account, because now my account is below $50. Like, what's up with that? She like, I don't know what you're talking about. Y'all tripping, y'all bugging. So Brittany is telling her again, like, she gonna be going to Alaska. We're not gonna be here anymore. This is the last time you gonna talk to us, yada yada yada. She like, you doing synthetic heroin and you high off drugs and stuff. And the mama's like, look, I already heard what you said. Just leave me $1,000 for the effing rent and be gone. Like, I really don't want to have nothing else to talk to you about. The daughter, the youngest child, she's sitting on the couch crying. Brittany, like, your daughter in here crying. Don't you care about her? All you care about is yourself. The mom coming in the inside, because remember she was out on a little patio. She come inside. I thought she was gonna go over there to the daughter. She goes storming in somewhere. And then she went into the kitchen. Then she finally was like, I'm in a lot of pain. You don't know what it feels like to be in all this pain. If I wasn't in all this pain, I wouldn't have to take these pain medications and all this other stuff. So I guess she's in, because Brittany said that she got burnt, like a lot over her body. Like, I think, well, I don't know if she has any burns on her face. I don't think she does. But like from here down, she has like burns on her and stuff, because they were in a fire, like a house fire or something like that. I can't remember the story. But that could have caused like nerve pain and nerve damage and stuff like that. So she could be in a lot of chronic pain. And people who are in chronic pain, if they can't get their fix with the regular pain medication that the doctor gives them, they buy it off the street, or they use other type of drugs or alcohol to kind of numb the pain. That's not good, but for them, it helps numb the pain or whatever. So she was like, if I wasn't going through all this chronic pain and going through all this, I wouldn't have to take these drugs and whatnot. And the mom is basically like, F y'all, you already told me you wasn't going to do nothing else for me, so F y'all or whatever. Brittany, in her interview, she was just breaking down crying. And I felt real bad for her, because she wants that mom figure. She wants someone to be there for her. She wants someone to believe in her, care for her, love her, you know, be the mom, basically, in her life. And she is not going to get that from her mother. Like, she has not had that since what she said she was 12 when they left her or whatever. So she is not going to get that. And unfortunately, at this point in time, I'm with Brittany. Just kind of let it go. Like, you can't save everybody, even like your family and stuff. You want to kind of save your mom and all this other stuff. But in this case, mama ain't trying to be saved. So for your own sanity, Brittany, just kind of let her go. She goes home with, she takes the sister with her. So she is, you know, at her house with, you know, Marcelino, the kids and all, and the dogs and all that child. So she's talking to the sister, and she's telling the sister, like, you need to break free from mom. Like, you can't be in this situation. And they, of course, they have a soft spot in their hearts for their mom and stuff like that. They want to help take care of her and whatnot. But she's telling her, like, look, I know that you want to be there. I know how you feel about her and stuff, but you need to get away. So she's like, well, a couple months in Alaska is going to be good for me, but what I'm going to do about my furniture, I don't want no eviction on my record and stuff. And Brittany like, look, girl, you can get furniture anywhere. An eviction not going to kill you or hurt you anywhere. I'm a convicted felon. Like, look, I got 4 convictions on my record. Like, you're going to be okay. Just don't cater to mom. Live your life, basically. And the sister started crying and stuff, and she was saying how she was so mad at mom, and Brittany was like, you're saying you're mad at mom, but you're not. You're sad, and that's understandable. She might be mad, and she's sad. Like, all of her emotions that she's feeling right now is really understandable, because, again, she's 21 years old. Brittany been going through it a little bit longer than she has, but still, she's been going through the same things, too. She just wants her mom's love. Like, yeah. And Brittany like, yeah, I understand, but we got to break the cycle. And she's not going to do anything until she really hits rock bottom. Then we saw later on how Brittany, Marcelino, and the kids, they was all playing out in the backyard. The backyard was cute and everything like that, but not for $25,000. It was cute though, but that backyard was a nice size. That was a big backyard. But I was like, for $25,000? But Brittany was excited. She was like, well, I can't believe you wanted me to move or whatever. I was like, girl, stop. But they still do need a bigger house. They got like, what, 3 dogs, 3 kids? Like, girl, y'all gonna need a bigger house unless y'all gonna live in the backyard. But they was just talking, and Marcelino was basically saying, like, you're not gonna be able to help your mom. She's not gonna be able to change unless she wants to, basically. Because he said he had to go through it with his mom, and he understands what she's going through and what she wants to do, but unless the mama want to change and help herself, she's not going to do it. And that's so true. And Brittany, I think she might go into like rehab or something like that, because she said, she had an addiction and she got through her addiction, and she feels like that's her passion, to help people and teach people and stuff like that. So I think she might go into teaching like a rehab or mental health counselor or something like that. I think that would be a good fit for her. And then at the end, they showed like what was going on with them, and it said Brittany hasn't talked to her mom in a while, and the mom's whereabouts is unknown. So I was like, oh wow. And Brittany had said that because with COVID and everything, especially when COVID was high, I think that rule is still in place where people can get evicted, even though they was trying to evict people. But I think it's still in place where you can't evict anyone. So even though she wasn't going to be paying the rent and nobody was going to be helping her, she could still stay in that apartment. But if they don't even know where her whereabouts are, I'm like, oh, wow. I hope she's okay. Like, I really hope that nothing bad happens to her and that she really realizes, like, damn, I'm out here by myself. What the hell have I done? And then decide to get it together and get some help. So that was it for Brittany and Marcelino. Let's get with Lacey and Shane, child. Because this child. So they had the ultrasound. Child. Because, Lacey then had the embryos placed and everything like that. So Shane, he out in the waiting room. None of them had any mask on except for the ultrasound tech. And I think maybe the doctor. I'm not sure. They didn't say what her role was. But I don't know if she was a doctor or nurse practitioner. I don't know what she was. But they had their mask on and stuff. So they're looking at the ultrasound. And the provider, she keep looking at the scan. And she like asking all these questions. She like, well, have you had any bleeding and stuff? And Lacey was like, no. But, what that mean? And she was telling her like it would be like signs of a miscarriage, or they would worry about signs of a miscarriage, and if that were to happen, that you just need to let us know and stuff. So Lacey's like, oh, okay. So then the provider keep looking at the scan, and she was like, well, is Shane here? She was like, yeah, Shane is here. She was like, okay, because, I mean, you're like 5 weeks and 5 days, so, it's still a little too early to tell. And, like, she doing all this, like, dramatic stuff. And then she like, well, before we get into the scan, we gonna have to, before I show you the scan pictures or whatever, hand you the pictures, how they give the ultrasound pictures, I'm gonna have to have Shane in with you so we can explain it. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, did she lose one of the babies? Because remember, she put in 2 embryos. So I'm like, oh man, I hope, she didn't lose one or didn't take or something. Because, I mean, the lady really wasn't saying if it was like good or bad. She was just basically like, he needs to be in the room with you. So, we see them sitting down in the room at this little round table and stuff. And so the lady is like, okay, well, remember we put in 2 embryos or whatever, and we discussed like some things could happen and stuff, and it's still too early, it's still too soon. And I'm like, lady, if you don't come on and let us know what the hell's going on. So then she finally says, we got 3. So no, I think she slid the envelope to them. They opened up the thing, and she was like, yeah. Lacey like, oh my god, it's 3 babies, it's 3 babies. Shane looking like, huh, what? And the lady like, yeah, it's 3 babies. So one of the eggs split into 2, so then it turned into identical twins, and then the other other egg was just a singleton. I said, oh my goodness, like the 3 child, kill me now. At one time? Not at one time. She all excited. Shane still looking like, what? But he was like excited, but he was still like, I can't believe this. Like, what is going on? Like, what? Like, explain what's going on. So the lady, she explained, and then he like 6 kids. And I'm like, But she was like, well, just wait for it to progress. It's still too early. Something may, or, she was giving her the risk, basically saying like, you could lose 1, you could lose 2, like you could lose all 3, but so we're just gonna wait for it to progress and get past the first trimester. And if you get past the first trimester, then you're more than likely to have triplets or whatever. So again, they all shocked. I was goddamn shocked, because I'm like, 3 child, and then Shane ain't even working, like, girl. So that's a mess. So they in the car riding back to the house and stuff, and so they're deciding what they were going to tell the dad, because the dad was at home watching the kids. And she like, well, I don't think we should tell him we having 3 kids. Shane like, well, I'm not finna lie, we need to let him know. And she was like, well, I don't want him to have no heart attack. Shane like, well, I don't want him to die either, but we need to tell him. They get in the house, they sit daddy down. Daddy like, well, what's going on? Because they acting all shady and whatnot. He like, y'all got something to tell me? They said because the kids all came around, so she was just like, mommy's pregnant again. And so she was like, what do y'all think about that? I don't know if he was the oldest child, but he was like, this is annoying. Daddy gave him a high five, like, I agree. So Dad like, I cannot believe they having more kids. Like, I thought they would at least wait until the boy was off parole, or at least had a job, because he's not even working. And so Lacey went to go do something with the children, I think. And so Shane told the dad that they was having not 1, not 2, but 3 kids. The dad looking like, what? So y'all just willy-nilly with the kids. Like, the dad was not, he was not happy with it. He was not thrilled. And he was like, well, what you want to do? And Shane was like, well, I mean, I'll have to get 20 jobs or whatever. And the dad was like, well, you need to have 1 first. Like, I was like, well, damn. He had to play him like that. He had to play him like that. Of course, Lacey excited, but she also scared because it's a high-risk pregnancy and stuff like that. So she's scared about what can go on and whatnot. But it was cute. Shane was in like the room later on in the day or something like that, and he had the little girls' stuffed animals and stuff, and he up there practicing how he gonna hold 3 babies and stuff. And he was like, well, how you gonna breastfeed? You gonna need 2 on 1 nipple and 1? I said, boy, no, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. So she was just like, well, he has no real experience with babies and stuff like that. But I find it real reassuring of how excited he is and stuff like that. So they're just going to try to kind of work it out. And the end of their thing, it said 4 months before Lacey's due date, John will be released. I said, now if Lacey go back to John after all this, she for the streets. But I don't think she will. I think this whole, just because she gonna be pregnant, so I don't really feel like she gonna go back to John and introduce him to that stuff like that. Now John may come back like, well, you pregnant, if they was doing something, because they was separated for 4 months, her and Shane. So her and John was together for those 4 months. So he might come back like, well, whose babies is those or whatever. He might come back and say something foolishness like that. But I don't really feel like Lacey gonna go back and do nothing crazy with him at all. Let's go on to Andrea and Lamar. Y'all, cause y'all already know I'm saving freaking Angela and Tony for last. Cause that whole my boy Tommy. I love me some Tommy. But anyway, Andrea and Lamar. So they getting Lamar and Tennyson is getting the pool ready in the backyard for the baptism and stuff, and Tennyson is like, well, I'm not really sure about the whole thing because he's never really heard of someone getting baptized in the pool and stuff. But he like, well, she said it'll work, so I guess it'll work or whatever. So Lamar, he like, this is a mess because we in the backyard. It's the barbed wire back here and all this other stuff. But look, if this what she want, this what we gonna do. He like, Dulo wants to come. Tennyson was like, and he was like, well, I don't think it's a good idea. But Tennyson was like, well, I mean, it'll be a good experience for him to see. Like, this is something different, like, you know, something new and stuff. He was like, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about if your mama gonna kill him or whatever because of the whole weed thing. And he was like, oh, yeah. So, child, Lamar had to go to the bathroom. Mind you, they blowing up the freaking pool. So they got like a air blower or something in the dang on pool blowing the damn thing up. Lamar like, Tennyson, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. He go inside to go to the bathroom. Tennyson walks away from the pool. Again, the pool is being blown up. So nobody's watching the damn pool. As soon as they walked away, I said, this pool about to blow up. This pool is about to pop. Sure enough, the damn pool inflated too much, flew up, and then popped. I said, oh my goodness. So Lamar done called Andrea. She inside the house. He like the pool and bust. She like, what? She come out there. Of course, she doing too goddamn much. Okay, you did this on purpose. I think you did this on purpose because you don't want her to get baptized. He was like, well, I don't. She was like, oh, so you just want our baby to go to hell? I said, not the baby going to hell. What? You did this on purpose. I don't appreciate you doing. So she going off. He like, look, I'm out of here. Cause she like, well, I'm going to go back to Utah if this don't happen and stuff. He like, I ain't got time for this. So he like, I'm done. He start walking forward and stuff. Then we saw like a little scene where her trying on her wedding dress. Some of her friends shipped it because they must have got some feelings that she was going through it and needed to be reminded of why she got married. I was just like, okay. But next we see, I guess Lamar calmed down and stuff because, you know, he got his thoughts and stuff together. He in the backyard, he patching up the pool or whatever with like some little fix-it and some mesh and stuff. So he fixing it up. Andrea, she fussing about getting the party started because they got like this whole big production child. They got flower walls. They got like it looked like a whole baby shower out there. So they had a table set up, chairs for all these guests. She got laptop set up, and she got her friends on the phone from Utah because she wants them to be a part of the baptism and stuff. And she just like fussing that we need this, we need that, we need that. Lamar in the backyard with someone from the priesthood, and the man was helping Lamar patch the pool up and stuff. And the man's like, well, this is, I never really heard about someone doing this and stuff, but this is really good. Like, he like, water is water, like the water of Jordan and stuff, like water, she gonna be all right, we gonna bless it and all this other stuff. He was like, we gonna take care of it. So she on the phone with her friends from Utah. She's showing them the stuff. And what else? So Dulo shows up, child. Lamar brother. Lamar like, oh snap, Dulo here. So he goes in the house. He tells her that Dulo here. She like, what? She on the phone, mind you, with her friends from Utah. She's telling them what went down and stuff, talking about how he offered Tennyson some weed and all this other stuff. And she like, well, I'm gonna be right back because I need to go uninvite him real quick. And I understand her point, like, not all her theatrics and stuff, but I understand her point, like, these is my kids. You can't be offering my children no weed, no alcohol, nothing like that. You need to respect the boundaries, pretty much. So I understand where she was coming from at that point, because I would have felt the same way. Like, what you not finna do as their freaking uncle or somebody in that position is offer my goddamn children no weed, no nothing. Like, no. So she like, I'm gonna go out here and talk to him. So she go out there. She like, look, can we have a come to Jesus moment? He was like, well, I'm here. Let's chat. So she lets him know what he did was real disrespectful and stuff, and it was out of line, it was out of pocket. Like, you don't offer my children no weed, you don't do none of this stuff like that. And Dulo like, well, but of course she was on 10. And he was like, well, look, just listen to what I'm gonna say. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna listen. So he was like, look, I was just joking with him, and I was just trying to figure out what he was gonna say. So if he would have said, yeah, I'd have been like, no, you can't have none of this or whatever like that. I'm gonna tell your mama and stuff. And she was like, So she looking like, I don't believe this nigga. So, she, in her interview, she was like, you know what? I don't believe nothing he's saying or whatever like that. But I can't sit up here and argue with this man because I just realized this man is high. So whatever he's saying and whatever I'm saying, he not really listening. So what I'm going to do is just talk. I'm just going to just say yes to him. I'm just going to say yes to him and whatever like that. So she was just like, okay. And he was like, well, all right. I'm glad we had this conversation. She was just like, all right, well, thank you. He did apologize and stuff. So it was fine. What happened? Oh, Tennyson went in to talk to Lamar. And I really like this moment when Tennyson went in to talk to Lamar, because Tennyson, he was telling them about, his outfit and stuff, because he just had on like all white and whatnot. And he was like, well, are you coming? Because remember, Lamar said like she can get baptized and stuff, but I'm not going to be a part of it. So Tennyson was asking him, well, are you gonna be a part of it and stuff? And Lamar was like, I don't really know. I'm still trying to decide if I want to come or not. And Tennyson was like, well, at my baptism, my dad wasn't there or whatever, but I was already used to that. So, I really didn't care. It didn't really affect me as much, but you're here and I don't know, like if you don't show up, I really feel like it would kind of, make her feel some type of way or something like that. So, and he was like, well, I don't believe in the Mormons and all this other stuff. But and so Tennyson was like, I understand that's your right and your choice and your decision, but I hope to see you down there or whatever. So then Tennyson left him, and Andrea, she put like she had like some kente cloth she found, or kente fabric she found, and she included it in Priscilla's baptismal dress and stuff. And so it was like including Lamar in it. So she was saying like he can include his heritage, his thoughts, his whatever. I mean, even though Andrea, they all black, okay? So, but I was just like, okay, so you including a part of yourself in it because you black, right? Oh, okay. I just want to remind you, Andrea. But she just wanted to make him feel like he was a part of it or whatever. But I was just like, that ain't making any sense. But okay. So, Priscilla looked real cute. She had a little flower thing on and had a little kente cloth in the back. And so she is coming up and she's passing out like her invites, I think, or something she was handing to the guests. And she ended up handing one to Lamar because he came. I was like, oh, that's really good. So he came and he said he wasn't going to miss this moment and stuff. He said even though he doesn't really agree with it, he was going to still be a part of her special moment because it meant something to her. So I was just like, okay, Lamar. Andrea, of course, is happy. Tennyson, the priesthood, he came up there and said some words, and then Tennyson, I guess she changed her clothes and stuff, and then Tennyson ended up baptizing her and whatever, and she was smiling and stuff, and all her family was around her, her, of course, her brothers and sisters, her mom, and then Lamar was standing on the other side of the pool. So it was really good. It was a really special moment, and I was happy that everybody was happy. Lamar was smiling. He was happy because he was doing something for Priscilla. And of course, he was making Andrea happy and shut the hell up. Okay, so it was a good moment. And then at the end it said, oh, before I get there, Nyla was saying like, this situation and this baptism, brought the family closer. And then Tennyson was saying it's just not about us, but it's about the whole extended family. So, Lamar's family and their family came a little bit closer. Andrea had said something at the end, but like I said, it got cut off. So I don't really know what she said, but I don't really think it was all that important. And then at the end, it said Lamar signed some music contract, or was working on a music contract. And then it said Andrea plans to send Tennyson on a mission, but Tennyson ain't really about that life. So I guess we'll find out what's going to happen with that. Because that's going to be interesting. Michael and Sarah, child. Whew, Lord. So it picked back up where it left off at, when Sarah popping off at Michael and stuff, and she telling him not to go up in there, and you know how she get, child. And he gets out the car. He got like a bunch of gifts, a bunch of presents for, I guess, both the daughters and stuff. He goes in there. It was weird because it was like everybody was staring at the door. And I'm like, if this is supposed to be a birthday party for the little girl, why y'all not interacting with the child or interacting with each other? Why y'all looking at the door like it's Michael's birthday and y'all finna say surprise? That was irritating. And he came in there, he didn't really speak to anybody, like, period. He just went to his daughter, picked the daughter up. The daughter was smiling, the oldest daughter. She was smiling and, all happy and stuff to see him. Then he went to pick up the baby. The baby, she was crying at first, but then she, calmed down a little bit, and then she started crying again. He gave the baby to somebody, and then he left. I was just like, what? So, of course, Sarah's friend Emmy had an issue with that, which I would have had an issue, too. Like, you pop up for 20 minutes, and then you drop off some gifts, and then you disappear. Like, the fuck? Like, you don't say bye to nobody or nothing. So, Sarah, like, he left. Like, what? So, she go out there. She fussing at him. He mad because she invited the boyfriend, and he called her selfish and was saying, like, you made this all about you, and, you didn't make this about the daughter's birthday and stuff. And I'm like, what? But you came in here like, what? Like, if you wanted to focus on the children and make it about the children, when you have came several days earlier and spent some time with your kids that you claim you want to spend some time with, but instead you go up to Michigan and spend some time with your mama, that you can see your mama and your sister anytime, but you can't see your kids anytime. And this child was sitting up here talking about you was going to come up here a couple days early to see these sure, boy, if you don't get out my face. And then the whole thing that made me mad too is when he picked up the oldest child. He was like, well, my plan is to spend some time with you in the next couple days, only if mommy let you. Why would you even say that to some child? So now if she can't go, it's her mama's fault. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Woo! I was like, oh, he is real bitch me. Like, the So he keep claiming he ain't want no parts of the situation, because of course we got to follow him in the car for what, I don't know, but he claimed he ain't want no part of that situation. He mad that Malcolm was around the kids and all this other stuff. Malcolm and Sarah and them, the kids having fun. They playing with the magician and stuff, and Malcolm asking her, like, is she okay and whatever, and she was just like, well, I ain't had no regrets and stuff. And Malcolm is pretty much sad for the children, because he was like, well, they kind of lit up when he came, and now he gone and stuff. So I was like, okay, Malcolm seems like he's a good dude, he got some sense or whatever, but we gonna see how long Sarah keep him around, because she just a whole basket of stupid herself. So we see Michael, he in the car, he gets out the car because he wants to talk to his dad and smoke a cigarette. So he's talking to his dad and he telling him what happened, and his dad was like, well, I think you made the right decision, because it seemed like they wanted you to pop off and stuff. And so he made the right decision. by coming to the party, staying for 20 minutes, probably not even that long, dropping off some gifts, and then leaving. That was the right decision instead of just spending time with your children. Like, it was about your child. You couldn't have sat there. Like, everybody in the room don't like you. So, but you couldn't have sat there and played with your child. Like, that man ain't saying cat, dog, frog to you. So, what the hell? So, anyway, he talks to his dad, and he's telling his dad, like, look, I'm going to go see my children. I'm going to see my kids, and I'm going to pop up, and I don't care what the hell she's saying about it. So the dad is like, well, I don't think that would be a good idea to do that. Maybe you shouldn't do that or whatever. He was like, well, I don't know. All right. So he doesn't, he hangs out with his dad. Dad telling me love him and all this other stuff. So at the house, let me make sure. Yeah, so at the house, Sarah at the house with the kids and stuff. It's the party over or whatever. And she's talking to Malcolm. And so this is where the I ain't had no sound. So I don't know what happened, but I didn't have any sound. But the gist was Malcolm was trying to figure out what was going on. Because he was saying, like, and I was reading from the closed captions, sometimes it'd be a little off, but work with me. So, he was saying that he wants to know what was going on with that whole situation. Because he was saying, like, the way I see it and from what I saw and from my past experiences, it's something still there. And she was like, no, ain't nothing there. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's going to be a lot of emotion with between me and him because he is the father of my children and stuff like that. So, of course, there's going to be some emotion and stuff. And he was like, well, look, basically, I just want to hear you say that it's nothing still going on there. You love me and you want to be with me or whatever. And so that's what she said. She was like, I'm not, trying to be with him. I'm over Michael. I'm in love with you. I want to be with you and stuff. So he was like, oh, okay. Then her phone rang. Of course, it's Michael on the phone. Mind you, it's late at night, okay? He calling up because he's talking about he wants to see his children and what she did at the party was foul and she shouldn't have had him over there and all this other stuff. And I think she was going back in with him because it was just like bleep, bleep, bleep. So I think they was going at it with each other. And he kept saying he wanted to see the kids. He wanted to come over, see the kids and stuff. She was like, well, you can't come over. It's late at night. Malcolm is still here. And he was like, well, I don't care who over there. I want to see my kids and stuff. And she like, no, it's not happening. And I'm like, you couldn't have just waited until the morning time. You couldn't have just called her up and talked to her and told her like, look, I want to see the kids. I'm in New York. I want to see the children and stuff like that. I know it's late. Can I come by tomorrow? Pick them up for a couple hours, take them to the park, yada, 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 something. But you want to come see some kids late at night after a party? Like, no, them children get ready, get their bath and go to bed. Like, sir, dismiss me with that foolishness. So, I think she hung up on him or something. She ended up hanging up on him because he was just like, hello. And then the closed caption that said, he was saying like, this some bullshit or something like that. And then the last thing it said, I'm gonna pretend to go to the store. So I was like, was that right? So was she trying to sneak out and meet him with the, like, what? So I don't know. Y'all let me know. Cause like I said, the last 15 minutes, I ain't had no sound. So I don't know if, what was going on with that one. But the last thing it said that Sarah is still with Malcolm. Michael is not going to leave until he sees his children, so he's still in New York City or whatever, and Sarah still ain't filed the divorce papers. Girl, what is the problem? Like, she liked this drama. I'm convinced she likes this goddamn drama, and I'm just so, I feel nothing for her. She set herself up to be in this situation. I believe that she got pregnant on purpose the first time because he was cheating on her and doing all this other stuff. And I believe that she got pregnant because she thought it was going to keep him around and keep him faithful. And then she married him when he went to jail because she thought that was going to keep him loyal and faithful. And then we saw what happened when he got out of jail and how he was like, well, we going to make a baby tonight. She was like, and then they got pregnant. I don't feel nothing for her. She knew what she was walking into. She knew he wasn't shit and he ain't gonna be shit and he ain't gonna never be shit, and that's what she got. Girl, bye. Anyway, because what else? Why wouldn't you sign a divorce paperwork? You still want this man. Why? Angela and Tony. So, we at Tommy's house, okay? And, oh, Lord, I love me some Tommy because he will let you know. He will put you in your place. He don't care who you are, okay? we at Tommy house. Tommy in his little man shed or whatever like that. Tony pops up. I'm like, what the hell is Tony doing at this man's house? Even Tommy like, yo, what, why are you here? So Tony is basically telling Tommy that he fucked up. He messed up with Angela. He miserable without Angela. He want his boo thing back, okay? Tommy like, why is you coming to me though? Like, no. And Tony was like, look, I know that this is hard for me and everything like that, but, you know, I gotta get my girl back, so I'm coming to Tommy, get some advice from him and all this other stuff. So Tommy basically like, look, you brought this on yourself. You need to just let it go, okay? Let her go. And Tony like, look, I can't do that. He was like, look, Tommy was like, you just ruin everything. You just run people away. You just throw them away and stuff like that. And then why would I help you? Like, why would I help you? And he was like, Angela, my baby and stuff like that. I just want her to be happy. And Tommy like, you leaving her was the best thing for her. Like, we don't need you back here or whatever like that. And he like, you a liar. You a cheater. Tommy was going in. He like, you just stay away from her. And Tony like, well, you've been trying to break us up this whole time and stuff like that. He's like, look. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Something wrong with you. Like, you just need to go on, get out of here. I mean, Tommy was going off. He like, you just need to get on, get out of here. Like, you coming up in here asking me for Angela back, and no, you ain't getting her back. You just need to leave or whatever. This ain't got nothing to do with me. So Tony tried to break bad, child. He threw the chair down. Tommy popped up. It was like, look, you need to sit your ass down. We need to talk about some shit. Like, sit your ass down. I might scared of you. Like, so Tony was like, oh, okay, let me go and sit down. I was like, Tony, if you're gonna try to break bad, then keep it going. Like, you punked up real quick. I was cracking up. But Tommy told him to sit his ass down. Then Tommy drops the tea. I was like, Tommy, you supposed to be Angela's best friend. You is not supposed to be spilling her secrets and stuff. But Tommy was like, fuck it. I'm tired of Tony ass. I want him to hurt just the same way I'm goddamn hurting, okay? So he tells Tony how she was talking to Ross all this time or whatever. And of course, Tony is mad. He's talking about something. What? That's my wife or whatever. Here goes Tommy. She ain't your wife. Y'all not married. She told me. Like, cut that shit out. Basically, like, you can't even pull that with me. Because she told me she ain't found nothing. Y'all ain't married or whatever. So, Tony was just like, something. I forgot what he said. But anyway, Tommy was like, look, it's time for you to go. Go on, come on. Let me escort you out my man's shed and come on, I got some wood to be chopping and shit. Like, get on up out of here. And so Tony mad, he talking about something, this not an open relationship. We not swingers and stuff. So he pissed off. He head over there to Angela's house. He banging on her door and stuff. And of course, he's still mad that she ain't filed the paperwork. And he talking about something. He done changed his whole life. He done matured. I said, y'all only been separated for 4 months. You done matured and boy, stop. So he telling him, cause Angela answered the door like, what do you want, Tony? And so he like, I was talking to Tommy and he asking her like, what's going on with this Ross person? I heard you talking to somebody else at jail and stuff. And she like, look, ain't none of that, none of your business. I think he knocked the camera on the floor or something. Next thing I know, we about to look up goddamn Angela's skirt. I said, Jesus help us. No, we don't need to see that. I don't, abort. But, she keeps telling them like, look, you don't need to know what's going on. I don't care or whatever. He like, well, look, you need to tell me something because you've been talking to this man this whole time and stuff. Like, you real trifling. She was like, I ain't trifling and you got your goddamn nerve. Like, you've been cheating on me this whole time because I decided to talk to somebody. I'm wrong. And so he looking like, well, I told you I changed. I came over here and poured my heart out and stuff. And she like, And he like, well, we committed to each other. We set our vows and all this other crap, child. Tony is just landing on thick. And she just like, look, I was in love with this man before I met you. And because at first she was saying they was just friends. And he was like, well, you in love with him? She was like, yeah, I'm in love with him. And I care about him more than I care about you. Like, okay, you need to go. Like, bye. And he was like, well, I'm not going to give up on you and stuff. And I'm not going to walk away from us and stuff. And she was like, okay, there go the door. Bye. I'm tired of your shit. Get on up out of here. So she put his ass out. I was like, Tony's so stupid ass. So, He claimed he not gonna stop chasing her and stuff like that. We see him blowing her goddamn phone up. He keep calling her back to back to back. She keep declining his calls and stuff. And he like, I love her. She can't, what'd he say? He was like, we got a history together. We best friends. The sex is great. She can't live without me. I was like, well, she seemed to be doing a good job right now without your ass. And then child Angela gets a phone call. We see Tony outside his car or outside on the phone calling her again. But at the same time, she got a phone call and she answers the phone. It made it seem like it was Tony, but it was Ross, and it was a collect call. So this fool back in jail. She like, a collect? Ross. What the hell, Ross? So she mad, okay? She get the call from him, and he claimed that he got pulled over for matching the description of somebody, and he ended up getting beat up by the cops, but they said that he was resisting arrest, and he didn't got charges on resisting arrest, drunken driving, and something else, child. And she like, this don't make no goddamn sense. Like, what are you doing? I told you to stay out of trouble and stuff like that. You got to take responsibilities for your actions. And then she mad at herself for falling in love with these men who can't get it right. And he like, well, look, don't give up on me. I know I said some other things in the past and stuff, but I'm telling you, this time it's not my fault. You're going to see that I'm the victim. And she was just like, well, take care of yourself, okay? He like, well, don't give up on me. I need you and stuff. And she ain't trying to hear that, child. She told him, I talk to you when I talk to you. Because she said, look, I'm not doing no another jail bed. I can't do this. We're not doing this no more, whatever. And that she basically hung up with him. I don't know if she overall, so she not gonna talk to him no more, because we know how Angela flip-flops so much, child. But we gonna find out, I guess, later on. And then it said Tony was still stalking Angela. Like, he not gonna give up on her. He gonna keep calling her and stuff. And it said Angela hasn't given up on love. And then we saw her knocking on some door, and it looked like a hotel. And I don't know if it was the hotel Tony was staying at, but I hope it's not. Because come on, Angela. It is more than Tony and goddamn Ross out here in this world. If you don't call goddamn Tommy up and give him some, goddamn. Tommy's a good boy. Just hook up with him. But anyway, y'all, that was Love After Lockup. They said November, these couples will be back on. So we'll see them again in November. I don't know if it said November 9th. I don't remember what it said, but I know beginning of November we'll hear from them again. But Friday we'll go back to the newbies and stuff. So that should be interesting, especially with that girl with that short haircut, because she crazy. We're gonna find out just how crazy she is. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this review recap. If y'all did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed to my channel, but you are watching this review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.